Hello, guys, one more time, and welcome to Ring Royalty. My name is Alexis, as you already know. Alex Ann is back in the house. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Well, I'm still a little bit annoyed about all this situation that we're gonna talk about today. We're kind of late, but I feel like we have time to process all the information and we have new updates. So let's talk about Naomi and Sasha's situation. So let's start from the facts. The facts started on Monday Night Raw, where there was supposedly, or it was advertised, that the main event would be a six-pack challenge to declare who will be the number one contender for Bianca's championship. That six-pack challenge included both Naomi and Sasha, and halfway through the show, the match was changed just to Becky against Asuka because Sasha and Naomi were gone from the building. That's what they said. And then there was a lot of speculations because Corey Graves said that they unprofessionally left the arena before the show was over. And then the statement that they posted on Instagram saying that while Monday Night Raw is a scripted live TV show, another word they don't really use, and that Naomi and Sasha felt disrespected, attacked team champions, so they left the belts and exited the arena and they were gone. So that's what we got on Monday. And there were a lot of speculations what happened. What we knew on Friday on SmackDown is that they were suspended indefinitely and that they would basically be stripped of the women's tag team championships. There would later be a tournament. I don't know which teams would participate there, but I mean, later be a tournament to declare who will be the new tag team champions. So those are the facts. What was your initial reaction?
I'm happy that they stood up for themselves if they're unhappy. But as a fan, I understand why some people might be upset in a way, feel like they're quitting. It's not how I see it, but I can understand why some people see it like that. I feel like we're never truly going to know what's going on until they're either back or fully gone. I feel like it's a waiting game.
It's a very complicated situation. Once again, the wording, I would like to point out, like Michael Cole, when announcing the suspension, he mentioned how Sasha and Naomi let everybody down, like the fans, their co-workers. Was that really necessary?
Absolutely not. But I feel like it's probably WWE trying to save their faces. Maybe it's what they have to do in a way.
They also mentioned in that official statement on Instagram and all the social media, I believe, that Sasha and Naomi didn't feel comfortable wrestling or, well, having a match with two of the individuals who were part of the six-pack challenge. Those were Asuka, Becky Lynch, Doudrop, and Nikki ASH.
Unless I'm not aware of it, I don't think they're unsafe from what I know from what I've seen. I mean, I've never stepped in the ring with them and I wouldn't survive, so I can't tell. But no, I don't think they're unsafe workers.
Both Sasha and Naomi have worked with the four before. So I don't really think they would feel uncomfortable being in the ring with them. So this is something a little weird. Their speculations were that Naomi was supposed to pin Sasha Banks in the six-pack challenge and move to Hell in a Cell to have a title match against the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair. Does it make any sense having one of your tag champions pinning the other tag champion to get a singles match for the championship?
No, unless they're planning to split them and have them go into their own storyline.
Yeah, and considering they don't really have teams, why would you split your tag team champions? Didn't they just do that with Carmella and Selena while they were champions?
And it's upsetting because there's a lot of talented women that could get the spotlight for the singles title. I mean, they did the same when Bayley and Sasha were champions, and everybody, like the 4 or 5 same people at every title. That was annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So why go there again? It's not needed, and I understand why Sasha and Naomi are upset. They're not featured as the tag team champions.
Mm-hmm.
Drop it completely if you are not invested into it.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't really want the tag team championships for women, they should just retire them instead of giving them to some women and not treating them as champions. What is even more annoying is the fact that it was also reported that Naomi would lose the match against Bianca Belair, obviously. And while that happened, Sasha would have a storyline with Ronda Rousey on SmackDown, and she would challenge her at Hell in a Cell as well, losing to the UFC fighter for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And then again, you're using your tag team champions to elevate the singles champions, while there is a lot of other women on catering waiting to get a chance.
And not only for those who are champions, like for those, like you said, that are sitting doing nothing, it's frustrating to see that you're there, you're capable of doing the job, but they're not using you. I mean, if it was like a bunch of Eva Maries, I could understand. It's not the case. There are talented women on there who deserve spotlight or at least a chance.
So many talented people like Shayna Baszler, Shotzi, are not even the shadow of what they were in NXT. The same thing happened to Ember Moon or Kairi Sane when they were there. They are not building new stars. They're just relying on the four horsewomen, Asuka and mostly Alexa. Even though Alexa have been left to the side a little bit these past couple months.
There's a girl, I can't pronounce her name.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Thank you. There's her, but I don't see her again taking the title away from Ronda. That could be a potential feud for now. Like on long term, I don't see it lasting very long.
So those were supposedly the plans, but there were some other reports. First, Naomi was supposedly winning the six-pack challenge. Sasha and Naomi were pitching some ideas, maybe Doudrop and Nikki attacking them during Naomi's match, or maybe attacking them backstage so one of them could get the Raw Women's Championship opportunity. So that wouldn't scrap WWE's plans, but at the same time fit the tag team feud a little bit. So the titles won't be completely outside the storyline. And then when they were kind of like pushing a little bit further their ideas and their opinions, they were told to fix their attitude.
I feel like that's always been an issue with WWE compared to maybe Impact or even AEW, where they have more freedom in where they want to go. I mean, there's still people who decide over them, but like, listen to your wrestlers.
And something that really pissed me off was when Cameron, do you even remember who Cameron is?
Yeah, I know she is.
Okay, so Cameron had an interview and she says she's besties with Naomi. She knows her girl. And Naomi would never walk out of the building unless she was manipulated by someone, which sparked a lot of speculation of Sasha getting Naomi's head to walk out because Sasha feels untouchable. First of all, it's not true because Naomi's been there like a decade. I mean, she's probably fed up how her career has been for so long. But like, I love Sasha Banks. I think a lot of people trash her a lot for many reasons. Ever since the Paige incident, they blame her for ending Paige's career. And she got like a lot of hate for that. Then when she was gone, after she lost the tag team titles with Bayley, and they were saying how she was quitting, and I think she even asked for her release back then, and it was denied. And so probably Sasha has been unhappy with WWE for a while now. And I just think they keep promising things to her to convince her to come back. But there is a point where she realizes that most of the promises don't really happen. And it's just like, she had a SmackDown Women's Championship reign, that is true. But she never really got like a great rivalry out of it, besides taking it from Bayley and then dropping it to Bianca. There's also been a lot of speculation about racism. It's a topic that has been brought up before, even by former wrestlers like Gail Kim, how Vince himself doesn't really see a woman of color or like an Asian woman being the top star of the division. And then we have Bianca Belair as a rising star for 2 years, and it's like, is it really about racism?
I'm not saying it's not true, but it's the like easy card to pull out. If you look back at the story in the women's division, how many black women did they have before Sasha and Naomi and Bianca as champion? Jacqueline, Jazz, maybe, that's all. Well, Alicia, but
3 in about 15 years or so. So yeah, like a lot of fans decided to go there because of what happened in the title exchange segment with Becky and Charlotte, which happened live. Everybody saw it. It was really messy. It was uncomfortable to watch because you didn't understand what was going on. And there was never really something that happened to any of them, despite ruining the scripted segment. Then you have Bianca and Sasha who had like an argument backstage, and then the argument was brought up to screen and they were called unprofessional by the commentators, and a statement even was posted there. People just assumed that because Becky and Charlotte are white and then Sasha and Naomi aren't, is the reason why WWE maybe was more severe, or they're trying to set an example what's going to happen to all wrestlers if you actually disobey what they are telling you to do.
I don't think it has anything to do personally with the collab, but with who was involved.
Okay.
Like Charlotte and Becky are their biggest star. They at the moment and they've proved it. And Naomi and Sasha sadly are like in the midfield right now. Would it have happened, let's say, if it was Liv Morgan and Rhea or whatever that have done it? Would they have put out a statement?
I don't know.
Yeah, so that's why maybe in a way it worked.
So let's go with the update. First, all of Sasha and Naomi's merchandise in WWE shop was deleted. Then their Facebook pages were deactivated. And also they were scrapped from all the TV shows, intros, like from SmackDown, even NXT Level Up. They were replaced with other wrestlers like Cody Rhodes or Ronda Rousey. They're putting so much effort into making them look bad. They are unprofessional, so all of the things that I'm doing is because you wanted it this way.
I feel like WWE is like the petty ex. Talking about the statement, when Toni Storm walked out, they didn't put out a statement.
Oh, that's true.
She walked out, they did nothing. She was gone like the week after, and nobody ever spoke about it.
So why bringing so much attention to this? I mean, it is working. I think despite many people doesn't believe this because Becky is huge, that is true. Charlotte is huge, but I think Sasha Banks is on that same level. If you have noticed, she has been doing so much press even when she was not one of the champions.
Love her, hate her, but as long as you talk about her, she's doing something right.
On the statement, they mentioned that Sasha and Naomi had 8 hours to construct the match for the six-pack challenge. There is one account, there is one of Naomi's friends, supposedly, that Naomi and Sasha walked out of the building after their meeting with Creative. So when WWE started Raw, they were not there, and they still advertised the match just to make them look bad.
There's a lot of things, including that points in the direction of a work. All of that thing, like you said, they talk about it too much. You still promise something, you make the girls look bad. If they really did quit and they're not coming back, stop talking about it.
So you just touch upon our last bullet of the night, and that is it a storyline or is it not? I don't know. I feel like this unprofessionalism storyline wise doesn't make Sasha and Naomi look good and doesn't do anything for the characters, even if they return as heels.
Now, when it's not in a way helping WWE either. Like you're just making WWE as close up. I don't care about my employees and whoever you are. Just like shut up and do your job.
I mean, I am not mad that if it is true that WWE is actually taking some actions into the matter, because they are a company after all, and Sasha and Naomi are employees. But I just think the way they're handling this issue is not the way it was supposed to be. You could have fined them, you could have suspended them, stripped the titles from them, but not doing this anti-Naomi and Sasha promo they've been doing for a while. At least that's how it felt, like a campaign just to let them know, you know, they are the unprofessional ones. Like, you didn't get the six-pack challenge because they left. Now we have a tournament for the tag team titles because they left. They disappointed you, not us.
It's a dirty campaign against Naomi and Sasha. It's like an 8 propaganda or whatever that they're doing against them. So that's why, again, there's so many factors that I feel like that are unknown still.
So if you had to lean on for one of the two right now, even if it's 51-49, is it a storyline or is it real?
Well, a part of me hope this is a storyline, because if not, WWE is handling it like absolute shit right now. So that's why I'm leaning more towards the storyline part, but it's not like, it's a close call, I think. From what we know now, I feel like it's a close call. So it's not like a 99-1 kind of thing.
So I would lean on more to this is real, but WWE is putting all of this effort because they are hoping to turn this into a storyline when the issues with Sasha and Naomi are fixed. But I feel like sometimes in the past, some things have happened in real life, and WWE somehow has turned them into storylines on the TV shows. The first that comes to mind was the Matt Hardy, Edge, and Lita love triangle. I mean, I know a lot of people say if you're unhappy, ask for your release or be gone. Well, Sasha did. She wasn't granted her release. Anyways, what I just hope is that this issue can get solved and somehow we can get Sasha or Naomi's or both, versions of this issue at some point. I think it happened a lot with a lot of wrestlers. How, for example, Ember Moon has recently spoke about how unhappy she was with the booking decisions that were made in WWE. Taya Valkyrie did it at some point as well. So I would love to hear Sasha and Naomi because, like some fans say, I'm not gonna go full on fanboy mode. I mean, if Sasha and Naomi are gone, it's not like WWE won't exist anymore, and it's not like the women's division will be destroyed. It's not like WWE will lose ratings, well, maybe a little bit, but it's just you're losing two very talented people who have elevated the division for a while, especially Naomi doing the crazy spots during the Royal Rumble and ladder matches, while you've been giving them basically nothing for years. So it's just unfair how the treatment they're getting, if it is real, of being unprofessional and everything, when they have sucked up so many things. Like Sasha, she has always played like the second filler for most people. She did it for Charlotte, she did it for Becky, she did it for Bayley at first because she was the sidekick. And now you expect her to be okay when she actually demands something that you promised her, like the title shot against Charlotte at WrestleMania. So I don't know.
But again, if it's a storyline, I feel like it would drag out. So maybe that's just me.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was what was this? A debate, discussion?
Opinion-ish?
Yeah, well, this was our opinion basically of the situation with Naomi and Sasha and WWE. At this point, I am just hoping that whether it's in WWE or somewhere else, Sasha and Naomi could have a bright career.
Yeah, two very talented women that are being sadly overshadowed by other people that, in my opinion, aren't as good as them.
Thank you so much for doing this video with me. I was planning on doing the video, but I just didn't know how to do it like by myself. So it is so enjoyable to have a conversation like this and getting maybe another point of view. So thank you very much.
No problem. Always happy to complain and shit on people. So thank you again for having me.
We love that. Once again, I'll leave her social media over here, her YouTube channel. My name is Alexis. Here is my Instagram. Anything else that you want to say before we finish?
No, again, thank you for having me. As I said, I hope that whatever this is getting fixed quickly and that there's not going to be too much damage to solve from this shit. So.
Well, all the support and all the love for Sasha and Naomi. I mean, probably what they did wasn't the best decision, but I get when some people reach the limit, sometimes they make actions that are not what they're supposed to be. But I mean, I'm standing with my girls, so hopefully this situation gets solved soon. I'll see you in the next video, and once again, thank you for watching. Goodbye.